Hey guys, All Sports 83 sporting another video at you, and today we're going to be highlighting race number 24 of the 2021 GoFast e-Racing League, and this is going to be at Dover International Raceway. As you can see, I was able to win the pole for that race. It was a 10-car field with a mixture of veterans and new guys who are just now starting to race in the league, so it was a lot of fun, and we got a lot to get to here, so let's go jump in and have some fun talking about what happened at Dover on Tuesday night. You can see here 37 laps in stage number 1, and I was able to get out to a good little lead at first, and as you can see here, if you look on the little timer, I might blow that up and let you take a look at it. I was able to extend out to a 2-second lead over Rowdy Fan 18. And so I was feeling pretty confident at this point. The car felt pretty good. It was a little loose at the early going. As you can see, there's sort of about a second, looks like, over top of Rowdy Fan. He started catching me in the later stages of this stage number 1. We had to go through some green flag pit stops, and so I had a decent pit stop here. Was able to get off of pit road somewhat clean. It's a kind of a treacherous apron when you come off here. If you don't get through the gears just right, you can spin the car out. But I was able to get back on track without any incident and was able to maximize as much time as I could there. You can see here, Red Bud Runner was the last to pit in the 1 car, and as you see, after he pitted, it did turn the lead back over to me with Rowdy Fan closely behind. Now, Rowdy Fan actually was able to catch and pass me, and then I had to follow him, so he took the lead for the first time tonight. There's a good look at the top 5. Mike G found his way into the top 3 for the first time shortly after the green flag pit stops. Working lap traffic here, the 18 car goes a little bit high. I was able to get a run on him and get down beside him and was able to race him for the lead as we go down into turns 3 and 4. I got a little bit of apron, but was able to recover and was able to complete that pass as we draw closer to the ending stages of this first stage. You see we have 10 laps to go when I was able to retake the lead from Rowdy Fan 18. And I was able to hold off that lead. I was able to extend the lead to about a second as we come off turn 4, and I was able to take the green-white checkered for the first stage. So the top 5 finishing positions in the stages get bonus points. So there's take a look at who got some stage points there at the end of stage number 1. And now here's the restart with me on the inside and the 18 car of Rowdy Fan 18 on the outside. So we're going to race for the lead on this restart. Like I said before, the car felt just a little bit loose in the early parts of the run, and I can tell you that Mike G had started to dial his car in here, and so I wasn't really able to pull away like I was at the beginning of the race. The 88 car pretty much stayed on my bumper here for a good portion of this run, so we kept racing each other, and I really just couldn't find any real rhythm throughout the early part of this run. As we got into this restart, the car was just loose, and so I had to continue to back off and try to figure out a way to not let the car turn around on me. But that 88 car was certainly much faster than he had been. Of course, he had worked his way up through the field also in that first stage. And then there was a caution that took place on the backstretch here from a couple of guys who were outside the top 5, and that would bring out our first caution of the night. And so with a restart here, this time with the 88 car on my outside, like I said, he was getting to be much faster as he continued to make adjustments to his car on pit road. But the car was very fast, and even I felt pretty comfortable at this point that I was still in contention and racing. But this time, Mike G was able to find a lot of speed in the car. He was able to work underneath me there. I had a close call there as I was super tight. I almost got into the wall, but we were able to avoid catastrophe, and the 88 car would complete the pass and take the lead for the first time in the race. But it was just a few short laps later when I was able to get back behind the 88 car. He felt a little too pressured and simply moved out of the way, did not want somebody on his rear, and decided he was going to try to race me a little bit later. So I was able to retake the lead right around lap 64 or 65. Moving on, we would seem to keep wanting to swap the lead. The 88 car was following me. I got into the wall just a little bit, and he was able to move right back around me to retake the lead. And then I was kind of under pressure from the 18 car of Rowdy Fan 18, so he was also very fast. But then just on the backstretch, the 88 car then got loose and struggled coming off the corner, and I was able to move right back around him. So it's kind of a tough three-way battle for the lead at this point in the race, as we were starting to get close to where we were going to come up on some more green flag pit stops. And here we are just a few short laps later, where you see those green flag pit stops beginning as the 88 of Mike G and the 18 of Rowdy Fan 18 peel off pit road to take their green flag pit stops. And now I'm still in first, and the one car of Red Bud Runner was running second behind me. Here I peel off pit road, and the one car follows me in. After that round of pit stop, I was able to come back out in the lead, but again, the 88 car was very strong and continued to make adjustments on his car and was able to move around me on the outside. For some reason, I was just getting into the apron a little bit too much there, and really struggled with the handling of the car, especially early in a run. It almost felt like the car needed to tighten up as the run went on. And there you see the 18 of Rowdy Fan coming up on my bumper once again. So kind of a three-way battle, really a four-way battle when you count the one car. So here we are, their last set of green flag pit stops, and you see the 88 and the 18 peel off, and they actually both received a speeding penalty entering pit road, and so it kind of took them out of contention. And so now it's about trying to capitalize. But as you see right here, I get off the corner, I get loose, came off too low, and hit the wall, and completely came to a stop, ruining my chances at getting a stage 2 victory. So now it was all about trying to maximize and figure out a way to somehow get the best position. I decided to go right down pit road and try not to waste any more time. Here you go, I come back out of pit road, and after all of the pit stops had cycled, there you can see the lead that Red Bud Runner has over the field. I'm running in second, so he has an entire straightaway over me, and I do finish second, but it was all behind the one car of Red Bud Runner, who was able to finish the stage in first and collect 5 bonus points. There's the top 5, and here's the running order for everybody in the race. You see some guys had dropped out, could not finish, but now we're going to move on to the start of the final stage. So as we come to the restart of the final stage here, we knew we were going to be looking at several pit stops under green flag, potentially, if there were no cautions. As you see here, it's a 79 lap journey to the end of the race. That's a lot of laps here, especially with the fuel run at our tire wear being about 25 laps at max. So we were going to look at least 3 pit stops if there were no cautions under green flag. So really it's about just settling in here, trying to put yourself in good position. You see Red Bud Runner has the lead, Mike G in second, but it was just a few short laps later where the 88 car was able to move back around the one car and retake the lead yet again. He showed a lot of speed throughout the course of this race. I was able to follow him through and put myself in the second position, and again just trying to stay in position. And then just a couple of laps later, the one car continued his slide backwards as he was passed by Rowdy Fan 18 for third positions. A couple of laps later, here we are just running nose to tail first and second, coming up on some lap traffic here. Not really sure which lane to take, and caused a little bit of a mix-up. There's another slow car coming onto the track down the backstretch, causes a tremendous crash, and would bring out a caution for the final stage. So we'll skip ahead of time here just a little bit. There was a lot of green flag run after that restart from that caution. We're looking at about 32 laps to go, and I got about a second lead over the 88 car, and this is where he begins to start catching me. And so what happened is I had actually short pitted the previous green flag pit stop, and so he had a little fresher tires and was catching me. And so here he is coming up on my rear bumper, and he's able to make a good run coming off of turn number 4 and gets to my inside and passes me. So he passed me a little quicker than I expected, and I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to make much of a difference what I did. So I decided to stick with my plan. So I short pitted again, got a little loose there, but I was able to get it straightened up. My hope here was to short pit and get back around him, but what I didn't pay attention to was that the 88 car pitted just a lap after me. He did not want to allow me to use that strategy, and so after everybody pitted, he had worked himself a good 4 seconds in front of me for the closing laps of the race. And so with that lead and a fast race car, Mike G in the 88 car wins the race at Dover. This is his 9th win of the 2021 season. He is on a roll and is going to be looking to be very strong as we head to the playoffs. Now we still have a couple of races before the playoffs, and here's a look at the finishing order of the race at Dover. I was able to finish second behind Mike G, Rowdy Fan in third, Redbud Runner in fourth, and Hollywood Dawn in fifth. Switching over to the point standings now, I was able to maintain my points lead over Mike G, and he closed the gap a little bit to 24 points. And also, if you take a look down in sixth, Rowdy Fan continues to close the gap on those in front of him. He's hoping to maybe find a win and sneak his way into the playoffs on points if he can get that victory. So, but anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this race. We'll be going to Michigan International Raceway next week before closing out the regular season at Daytona in a couple of weeks. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good one.